There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you not doing well.
Hey everyone, it's Laura here from Busy Bees Journal and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a junk journal with me video for you guys, so I really hope you enjoy it. Grab a cup of tea, grab a snack and let's journal together. The first thing that I'm going to do is find a page that I've not junk journaled on yet. The junk journal that I'm using right now is nearly full, so I've not really got many pages to go. So I chose this page because of the left hand side page. It's got green on it and it matches well with that tag that I've just pulled out, and also with that scrapbook piece of paper. The scrapbook piece of paper is from Craft Consortium and I've used it in previous projects, so I thought I'd use it in today's spread. So I'm just playing around with the composition and seeing which way I would like to put the paper and the tag. And I'm just ripping off the top edge of that piece of paper because I don't really like the hard edges. So I'm going to use this craft glue that I bought from Asda, which is a supermarket over here in the UK, and I'm just using that to stick that piece of paper down. And I'm using this instead of my glue stick because it feels a lot stronger and this card is really thick. It's such a nice quality of paper. So if you guys have any recommendations of paper pads for me, then please let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your recommendations. There's a funny story about this paper pad. I was originally trying to find a Maggie Holmes paper pad, but unfortunately we don't sell them here in the UK, so I stumbled across this and it's really pretty. It's definitely worth the money, so I bought a pack and I highly recommend it. I think I've bought mine from Craft Stash, so yeah, I'll leave the links in the description box down below for you guys. So the next thing that I'm using is this roll of washi tape by William Morris, and it is from MT, and I'm just going to tear that down in half because I didn't really want it to be a very wide piece of washi tape. And I'm just sticking that down over the paper near the crease just to make sure that it sticks down and doesn't come up and crease. So I'm just sticking that other half of the washi tape on the left hand side page, and I was going to stick it elsewhere but I decided to just stick it next to it, but just slightly out of line with the rest of it. So I'm just sticking that down in the crease as well. And I've recently been binge watching Joey's videos, and I think her YouTube channel name is Joey Defee, and I'm really sorry if I've pronounced that completely wrong, but I'll put the links in the description box down below. So I've been making these pockets inspired by her videos, and these were made out of one single book page or a magazine page, and it's crazy what you can make out of a single page. I never knew you could make these, so she has a tutorial for these in her videos, and I'll try and find the exact video and I'll put a link in the description box. So I chose this monochromatic pocket so that it doesn't clash with the colours on the page and it fits in better. So I'm just using my wet glue just to stick that down, and I just feel like this would be a lot stronger glue to stick a glossy page down on a page rather than the regular glue stick. So I'm just going to stick that down on the right hand side page. And this is the pocket where I'm going to put the tag in, so I'm just making sure that it definitely fits in there and which one it would look best in, because I really want to show off that butterfly. I don't really want to hide it, so I chose the front side of the pocket. So now I'm going to decorate my page, and I wanted to take out this folder full of scrap pieces of paper and ephemera and things that I cut out from Daphne's Diary magazines. And I chose this doily because it goes really well with the greens and the yellows in the papers and in that tag. And I'm just choosing some other ones that I think that would look really nice on this page as well, and goes with the green and yellow kind of colour scheme. And the reason why I have this folder as well is because I'm at my boyfriend's house, so I don't really want to carry a lot of things with me. So I'm just here pulling out some bits that I think would look really nice. And I pre-cut this paper pack down to sort of journal card size before I came here. So, and this paper is from a Hobbycraft paper pad, and that again is another UK store. It has really nice papers in it. And again, I found it from when I was looking for the Maggie Holmes paper pad. So I'm just trying out which colour papers would look best on that side of the page, and I think I ended up going for the vintage doily with the yellow flowers on. So I also wanted to add some layers to this page just to make it a bit more interesting and add some layers. So I'm just tearing up this piece of printed ephemera that I got from, I think it was Johanna's video on Get Messy. So I'm just sticking that in using my wet glue again because it was kind of semi-glossy, so I thought I'd best use that kind of glue just to stick it down and make sure it's fine. So I'm just going to stick the vintage doily on top. But first I'm going to go around this with my walnut stain distress ink, and I love this distress ink, I use it everywhere. So I'm just going to go around the corners and the edges with this. So now I'm just going to stick it down using my wet glue on the left hand side page. I kind of wish that I used my glue stick for this because it would have dried a lot quicker, but never mind. It just made it a little bit harder to write on. So I'm sticking that down over that vintage book page paper. So then I'm choosing some more washi tapes just to add some more interest, and I went for the blue one because it thought it would look really nice with the bluey greens that you see in the tag and in the left hand side page and then the vintage doily. And I recently bought these from Hobbycraft and they were really cheap as well and so pretty. I think this is the Meadow Flower set, and I'm just going to use a little bit on either page just to add some balance and some visual interest. So I'm just going to stick some on the bottom of that doily. You can't really see it because it was just off camera, and I'm just going to stick some at the top of this page and at the top of the doily again, just to make sure that it's very well stuck down so that the corners and the edges don't peel up. So I'm just sticking some at the top of this page as well on the right hand side just to add some balance. So now I'm going to start journaling on the doily. So the prompt that I was using was from 49 Dragonflies or Barbara here on YouTube. And the prompt that I was using was, do you love where you live and would you change anything about it? So I was just writing about how much I love where I live. It's in the suburbs and I'm close to the city centre without being inside the city centre, and I've still got the lovely countryside around me and all the lovely wildlife that comes with it. The only thing that I would change is probably the transport links are a bit silly because I have to get 2 or 3 trains to get to the city centre or get my parents to drop me off at the train station or the bus station or something. So it's a bit of a pain trying to get there, but it's really handy if you want to go do some shopping. And I also wish that we had different variety of shops because there just seems to be a lot of hairdressers where I live. I don't know why. So I'm just journaling on the back of this tag as well, and I originally started writing just directly on the tag, but I realised that the text kind of blends in with the book page that's on the back of there. So I tried to erase it using the end of the friction ballpoint pen because it's erasable, but I realised that was a bit silly because you still wouldn't be able to see it. So I used this daily plan memo pad that I got in a Happy Mail from Jamie, and I decided to stick that on there and write on top of that instead. So I'm just using my wet glue just to stick that down on top of the book page on the tag. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it's a glossy piece of paper and it probably won't stick very well if it was a glue stick. So I'm just sticking that on there, and then I'm going to journal over the top of that. And then I quickly ran out of space and I wanted to add more things, and I made a few mistakes, so I wanted to erase it, but then it started to really tear up the paper, so I ended up having to just stick another piece of paper on top of that as well. So I found this piece of paper with these flowers at the bottom, and I thought that'd be so nice to go with the theme of the spread of like flowers, and it has yellows in there and a bit of green, so I decided to stick that on there. So I cut it down a little bit just so it would make sure that it definitely fits on the tag. Then I stick that on top of there and just cover up the bit where it tore, and then I finished off my journaling session on there. So once I finished journaling on the tag, I just slip it back into the front of that pocket that I made earlier, and here is the finished spread. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. I'm going to try and post a video once every week. And here is what this spread looks like once it's all done. I always feel like it adds something else when I finish off writing on it. It just adds that extra special thing. So here is a quick look around the spread. I love that butterfly on that tag, it's so pretty. So if you have any other questions or you want to know something, please don't be afraid to ask. Drop me a comment down below or message me on Instagram at A Busy Bee's Journal, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye guys!